If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button. It really does help the video out, even if I don't deserve it because I'm terrible at video games. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for absolutely no reason, the link for that is down below. If you do need any coins, head over to u7buystore.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a discount. The link is in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Brentford save. My voice is still a little bit dodgy. I do apologise, and it's been a few days since we've had an episode due to the festivities, basically sleeping, coughing and dying over Christmas, which wasn't fun. But we are back with what I think has been, so far at least, we have a few days left, a very productive transfer window. I've limited the business leaving the club, and I've made some, in my opinion, very good signings. The player that I wanted to bring in, unfortunately, has gone to Manchester City. We'll talk about that. But first off, the signing, or rather the sale that you knew about, Christopher Ajer has gone to Zenit. He left us for 33 million in total. We've only had 23 million of that so far, but he has gone to Zenit. There are a few other small transfers to talk about, but they're sort of loans and frees and things. The only other big sale was Paul Onuachu, who went to Real Madrid. I didn't offer him out. I didn't put him on the transfer list. I didn't mark him down as surplus to requirements or anything like that, really. Real Madrid just came in and said, hey, look, would you take this much? I said, no, but I'll take this much. And they were like, deal. Looking down here, he had such a good record for us. Not quite as good as the record he had in Belgium, but of course, that's the Belgian league. In the Premier League, 46 goals in 71 games. Obviously, that's not all Premier League games. He did have a fair few outings in European competition as well as domestic, but still, 46 goals in 71 games is an unbelievably good return. So far, he's played twice for Real Madrid, hasn't scored. We sold him for 47 million, and that is the whole deal. I don't like doing like future fees. I'll do it every now and again. So for Ajer, for example, selling him for 23.5 million up front and then another 10 million over time, that's fine because he was a backup anyway. So to be able to replace him, I just need to use that 23.5 million. That 10 million over time will sustain the club. I'm happy enough to do that. But for someone like Onuachu, who needed replacing immediately, kind of, 47 million up front, that'll give me enough firepower in the transfer window to go and do that. So, starting things off with a loan, we brought in Rodrigo Bentico of Juventus. Now, I needed someone in the midfield who could cover. He's a squad player. He will not play every game. He's sort of on par with Kondogbia for quality, so it's an easy replacement, if you will. Concentration's a bit low, which I'm not a massive fan of, but apart from that, everything else is good. Ethan Ampadu has come on loan from Chelsea. He will barely play. However, I need depth, and I don't want to have to go and buy players who are very rarely ever going to play. I could use youth players, but our youth setup has only just been upgraded. We were at a 0. I've requested so many things from the board recently with regards to networking and youth upgrades and facility upgrades and all the rest of it. We are starting to get the ball rolling with all of that. They granted everything I asked for. We have a loan affiliate with Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain, as well as a couple of other lower ones that we can send players to as well. So we've got very, very good setups in that regard. However, I think I've loaned no one from those clubs. They don't have anyone worth loaning. It was probably the worst decision the club could have made. It looks good on paper, but in practice, they just don't have very good players to loan out. They have very good players, but they just don't want to get rid of them, which is understandable. So the first actual signing I made this window, it needed to be a goalkeeper. It could have been a loan, but I thought maybe that was a bit of a waste. So I've gone for the 25-year-old Kosovan from, I think he came from Man City, Muric. Now, he's not the best, but to be fair, he's probably not going to play. Livakovic has had 2 days worth of injury in the 2 or 3 seasons that we had him. He cost us a whopping 1.1 million. Do we buy him from Man City or we bought? No, we bought him from Leipzig. Was originally at Man City. He is a homegrown player, which is a massive bonus. That's probably why he cost us 1.1 million, because I don't really think he's worth anywhere near that. But there we are. First proper signing. I'll go for the most expensive first because, well, next rather, because you already know about this. Tanguy Nianzou is now officially contracted to Brentford. He is on an unbelievable amount of money for this club, 190,000. He is one of, if not the best player at the club, and hopefully he won't go anywhere. He was on loan for 2 seasons from Bayern Munich, cost us £11 million in the first season just to loan him in. And then, of course, in the second season, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get him in on loan for nothing, so long as we pay them 46 million in the summer, which we did. And bang, there he is, now a fully fledged. Oh, look at that. He used to play for PSG and Bayern, 2 affiliate clubs of ours, and now he plays for us. It's almost like it was scripted of some description, but probably the best defender that this club will ever see. So this is a questionable one because he is on a lot of money, but he wasn't expensive. He's on a decline because he's been injured for I don't even know how long. He's coming back finally, but I signed him when he was injured, and here he is. He's still injured, but he's on the decline. I don't know, not everywhere. His determination, flair, and leadership, and his natural fitness, everything else dead. To be fair, though, he suits the system very well. He can play as a no-nonsense, he can play as a ball player, and he can play as a wide centre-back, so he can cover every range of centre-back that I need in the club. He is a phenomenal player as well. I do really like this guy in real life, and I like him in FM. He cost us 26.5 million. I think, yeah, that was the complete outlay. I didn't want it rising at all, but got him for 26.5. Had to pay him a lot of money in terms of wages, but he was the main centre-back replacement, like rotation that I wanted. He was the player that replaced Aya. Our final signing of the transfer window so far, at least, I don't have any money left, but it depends if anyone leaves, is Marcelo Brozovich. I needed someone in the midfield who was going to replace Jorginho, because of course Jorginho's loan was up. Had an option to extend it, and I considered it. However, I thought it would be better to see if we could improve on the position and maybe get someone a little bit different, a little bit more, I don't know, robust going forward, if you will. So, Brozovich comes in. He's played 2 games so far in the league, and he's done all right. He's got himself an assist. He's played quite well. 25 million, that does rise to 30 over time, and it will do as well. It's sort of like after a certain amount of time, you get an extra 5 million kind of thing. 120k, which is I think less than Hernandez, and this guy's going to be playing every game. But good tackling, good technique, good passing, very good work rates and vision and teamwork and all the rest of it. And obviously his stamina is fantastic. He's 31, but his natural fitness is 20. He should have quite a long time left in him. Didn't mind spending 25-30 million and giving him this much money, even though he's 31, because I feel like he could be at the club for 4 or 5 years before he actually starts to really decline. So, a couple more outgoings. Aaron Presley, Val Adedokan, and Miles Pert-Harris. They've gone on frees and loans and all the rest of it. Nothing's really that interesting. We brought in Cole Palmer from Man City for a loan, just as someone, like, he's barely going to play, if ever. But I just wanted someone who could come in as a central attacking midfield player if I needed one. The team looks like this. Now, this is in our slightly more attacking formation, which we will play more often than not this season, because I feel like we're better than the majority of clubs. Man City have signed Erling Haaland. On a free, no less. I tried to get in there, and I offered him a contract. I offered him more money than anyone. I literally threw everything at this. I thought, right, Erling Haaland up front with Adeyemi, send Sesko out on loan again, have Firmino as backup. I don't care about the rest of the team. We had the best defence in the league last year. We don't need to worry about that. That was my thought process. He didn't want to come to us. He's gone to Manchester City, which is very upsetting, to be fair. I tried so hard. Honestly, I was there for days, just constantly improving the bid, trying to scrape more money together. On Uachu went. I threw it all into wages. I threw everything at Haaland. Like, I don't know how much money is he on at Haaland. That's his brother. So Erling Haaland is currently on 205,000. I offered him close to 300,000, as well as all the bonuses you can imagine. Not interested. Absolutely not interested at all. I don't understand it myself, but there we are. To be fair, no, I don't understand it. Like, in the real world, yeah, fair enough. He wants to go to Man City because they've got Champions League football and they'll probably win the league every year, blah, blah, blah. In this world, Man City don't have European football. They're not the force that they are in real life. And this Brentford side finished third last year and now have Champions League football. The start of the season has gone reasonably well. We've conceded 3, which is, it's about, 16% worth of our goals the entire of last season. So I'm a little bit annoyed we've conceded 3, if I'm honest. But that's a good thing, because if I'm nitpicking about the amount of goals we've conceded in the first 2 games, it does kind of give you some indication as to how good we actually are, because I'm not moaning about the fact that we've lost or anything. It's just that we've conceded too many. Pre-season went really well. We only really played one team in there that I can see. Maybe Shakhtar, but Porto are probably the only team in there that were actually a competitive side. Everyone else were kind of just... I didn't set them up, the staff did, but yeah, they were a little bit lackluster opponents. Maybe we should have set them up against better teams, but in the long run, it helps morale. So you go into the season like fully confident. That's the kind of the way that I look at it. We'll play Newcastle in a second, then we'll play Burnley. Well, I say that. We'll probably only play Newcastle in this episode because we do have something else to do. We've been drawn against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. I tell you what, the domestic trophies are cursed for Brentford. We always draw one of the top 6 every single time. Normally it's Man City. Last season it was Chelsea. Now, hey, look, you've got Liverpool. The thing that we have to do is the Champions League group stage draw. We are in pot... Oh dear. We're in pot 3. Not good. We're going to play Zenit, aren't we? I can see it coming, and we're going to play Aya, and he's going to beat us, and he's going to laugh. So yeah, we're in pot 3, which means we are going to have to play 2 very good teams. If we are lucky, we play Porto, who are in seed 1, which would be really nice. Monaco for a bit of revenge would be nice. Roma wouldn't be terrible. And... I don't know, Leipzig, possibly. Inter, we can beat Inter, we know that from last season. So here we go then, let's automatically draw the teams. I'm not going to draw them myself because I like the anticipation. Porto are in Group A, or B. We're aiming for A, B or C. Well, that's not too bad, not too bad at all. The rest of these are going to be unbelievably difficult. Group F wouldn't be terrible. I do apologise. Oh dear, I don't want Group A anymore. Can't get Group B. Group C is the one I'm aiming for then. That's the one that we really want. Group C. The one that we really want to avoid, I would imagine, is Group D. Group G, we really do want to avoid. We can't get Group H. So here we go. Please. Oh, there is a man or woman or other in the sky looking over us. That is a fantastic draw. I mean, I don't really care who we get from the next one, but anyone but Valencia, and I think we're laughing. Come on, baby. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. That is a very, very winnable group. It's not even, I think we can qualify. I actually think we can go on to win that group. That is the kindest draw I think we could have had. Monaco, they've beaten us. But I'm in it for revenge this season. I want to beat Monaco because they beat us in the final of the Europa League last season. Leipzig, they are a good side, don't get me wrong. But I think they're beatable. And Valencia, definitely beatable. It's just I would have liked to have avoided them and got someone like Dynamo or Kiev or something. But that is a winnable group, you know. Very pleased with that draw. So the game against Newcastle is upon us, and the team looks like this. This is, in my opinion, our strongest 11. There are 2 players in particular that can rotate in and out of the team and not affect the level that we're at, if you will. And those players are Thales Magno, who of course was a very influential central attacking midfield player for us last season. He's actually natural in that position now, I think, or thereabouts anyway. Yes, he is natural in that position, so he can play anywhere across the front four, which is very, very helpful. And last season, of course, helped himself to 10 goals, 5 assists, which was nice. Rafinha, though, scored an absolute banger against Brighton. I'll show you after the game. Honestly, it was so good. It wasn't even like it was like a long distance strike or anything. It was just a really like cheeky Brazilian style finish. Loved it. So he's not retaining his position for that, but he started the season quite well. So he's better in this position now. He's accomplished. He's not natural, but he's getting there. But I do feel like he is a better player on paper than Thales Magno. Last season, didn't have as many opportunities, but did get 5 assists and scored twice. This season has started much better. So I'm going to give him a little bit more of a chance. I was tempted to sell him. I'm not now. He's staying. Brozovich and Declan Rice are going to be our main two in the middle for the majority of the season. We do have Bentico and Kondogbia, who can play there, of course, as well as Janelt, if that's how you say his name, probably not. I think Godfrey can play in the middle as well, actually. But in terms of defence and things, we've got plenty of players who can cover, and the bench is very strong. Let's get into the game and see what Newcastle are doing, because Newcastle have spent again. They've got James Ward-Prowse as their captain, although he doesn't play today. And they also have Diego Simeone as their manager. Of course, Newcastle and FM have, at the beginning of the game, between 200 and 300 million to spend. And they just keep getting more and more and more because they have like the richest owners in the world, right? So they just keep getting money and they keep just throwing it at people. And they're going to see what sticks. Callum Wilson on the bench. I'm not sure if he is as good in this universe as he was in last FM, outrageous. Sepp Vandenberg on the bench, Ronnie Edwards on the bench, Shah is still there, and Ryan Fraser, again, all on the bench. They are starting Zinchenko as a left wing. Man City did it last year, so that's probably why he's there. Renan Lodi has come into the team as well as Kurt Zouma, who I did look at. I mean, I look at a lot of players, but Kurt Zouma is one of the players I actually did really consider. That was a number of seasons ago, though. So, 10 minutes into the game so far, we've had a tester shot. It wasn't anything impressive. And Babu has started the season unbelievably well. Scored twice against Brighton in the opening game of the season. We won 4-1. Lucky, really, that we conceded. I say lucky. Lucky for them that they scored, unlucky for us that we conceded. It was just a nothing effort. What a defensive challenge that is by Godfrey. It was a nothing effort, really. I mean, it was a good finish, but it just came out of nowhere. It was just played to the edge of the area, and he just sort of hit it across goal, and it just caught everyone out. This is what Adiemi's been doing so far this season, though. Being played in round the back. Oh, that is very unlucky. He's been played in round the back, and his pace has just been taking him right through. He's so good this season so far. Big fan of what he's doing. Barisic has been dropped by Croatia, despite being one of the best wing-backs I think I've ever seen. He's so good. Brozovich with a ball over the top. Here's Firmino in for Sesko today. Sesko played against Aston Villa. We were lucky to come out of that with a win, if I'm honest. Rafinha on the edge with Brozovich, looking to play that ball out to Ampadu, who has 2 goals to his name already this season. We're only into the 3rd game, and Firmino is there. They're not going to look at VAR. I've paid them off, and we are 1-0 up. And Babu is a different player this season. I don't know what's happened. He hasn't really been at the races the entire time we've had him. You know, he's not really been one of those players that I actually want to play. I've been rotating him with Maitland-Niles and Dest and all sorts. And he's just, I don't know. This season seems different. He just wants to be involved a little bit more. I've not changed the way we've played. I'm not trying to get him involved any more than he normally does, but he just wants to be there. Speaking of Maitland-Niles, I'm not sure if I showed you. He's gone. I think he went to West Ham in the end. I'll have to look at the end. Nianzou with a goal from a corner. Barisic with the assist. I think he's already got 2 assists this season. And Nianzou with his first goal. We don't have Onuachu from those situations now, so I've had to put Nianzou near post, who is very capable in the air, but he's nowhere near as good as Onuachu was. Sesko is actually pretty decent in the air, the new striker that came from Salzburg, but I don't think he's going to be getting like a crazy amount of football. There's Rafinha in on goal. Good save from the goalkeeper. Martinez, of course, very good keeper in real life. Aston Villa goalkeeper. I think this is my 3rd save this FM and Newcastle always sign Martinez. Every single time they've signed exactly the same goalkeeper. So I'm not sure whether it's because he's like on the transfer list or whatever, but there we are. 2-0 at the break. Dare I say, it's been a pretty comfortable performance from our standpoint. I don't have much in the way of a fear in this game. 7 shots on target might be a little bit concerning. We've only scored twice, but Barisic with a ball in. Osifo back post. It's been cleared by, it looked like Aaron's, and it's gone out for a corner. Barisic to whip it in toward Nianzou again, and there he is, and it's just over the bar. You have to feel like Onuachu would have made more of these situations, but 65 minutes. Let me just shout out some praise. Then, I was going to say, then before it takes effect, as Nino pops it in, it is going to be looked at by VAR. I didn't see anything wrong there. It did happen quickly, but I think that might be allowed. And I'm going to make a sub, and I'm actually going to bring on Sesko. It's been awarded, and that is the game done, in my opinion. Not that it was ever in doubt anyway. And Babu has a knock. So, Serginho Dest comes on. Going to take Adiemi off, and I'm going to bring Sesko on. Going to swap those two around. And we have one more sub to make, which won't do just yet. We'll let it run a little bit longer. We're going to get to look at that replay. Firmino back post. Good header. He's quite good in the air. He's not amazing. He's not on Uachu standard, but he is decent. And he's well onside, so we don't need to worry about it. But it was confirmed by VAR anyway, so definitely don't need to worry about it. Gabriel Jesus has just scored, but for Arsenal. He was offered to us, actually. I don't know why. It just popped up and said, would you like to buy him for X? I can't remember how much it was. Didn't need a striker, so I didn't even consider it. But obviously he was offered to Arsenal. Arsenal accepted. Do we bring on Thales Magno for Rafinha? Or do we bring on Kondogbia for Declan Rice? Kondogbia for Rice. I'll tell you why. Because Thales Magno is more likely to start next game, and we'll just rotate him and Rafinha and see what happens. I don't really want to be dropping Rice or Brozovich because they are considerably better than the replacements, whereas Magno and Rafinha are equally as good. Baron Atea of Real Sociedad has just come on as a sub. Why are you not starting that kind of a player? Aarons to Zinchenko. Rodriguez into Edwards, on as a sub, out to Angelino. Is that former Man City Leipzig Angelino? Ball played into Zinchenko, it's been cleared. Niakate at the back, Edwards, Abisha. I really would like to not concede, but I just feel like that's what's about to happen. Here's Zinchenko, there's Baron Atea, ball played through to Edwards. That is horrific. Absolutely horrendous. Let's just put that on balanced. Shout some more praise at the boys because they are winning 3-0. At home, sure, but against a team who have spent a lot of money. Southampton are about to beat Manchester United. That's a very early upset as far as I'm concerned. That was a comfortable game, right? I'm hoping that's going to be the story of the season. We are up there with Liverpool after 3 games. In second, Newcastle slipped down to 14th. I don't know what it is. Man United did lose. I'm not sure what it is with Newcastle. Again, this is my 3rd save this FM. And every single time, Newcastle take almost a decade to get to a point where they start competing for Champions League football. Despite the fact that they have 200 million and they hire the best managers, they do not get it going properly until maybe the 10th year, maybe the 8th or 10th year, something like that. I don't understand it. And Barber's injured, but only for 1 or 2 days. We're going to have to play Leeds at 3.1 million. If Rafinha plays one more game, which is obviously going to happen, Barisic again on form. I mean, that guy is absolutely outrageous. The best signing that we have made, or that I've made ever, I think. He's so good. He's wanted by West Ham, of course. West Ham want to buy every fullback in the game. I don't know what formation they plan to set up, but 3 goals, 3 assists, and he's been dropped by Croatia. Madness. So as promised, I'm going to load up the goal that Rafinha scored It was just before half-time. Look, I mean, it's not like, oh, wow, I can't believe it's just cheeky. And it came out of nowhere. And considering Rafinha's been very indifferent for us, this was a very good goal. I'm a big fan of this. And Barber with the assist. Oh, it's cheeky. Oh, it's so cheeky. I'm genuinely shocked he did it. And I'm thinking, hang on, I didn't get to see it properly. Well, see if I can make it a little bit better. Let's go to... No. What camera would be better? Behind the goal? I mean, I don't know, maybe behind the goal. Let's play it from behind the goal. Let's see if this makes any difference. You might be able to see it because my face cam's in the way, but... it's just a black back heel flick, and it looked so good. So good. So anyway, we have a long break now, actually. We've got a 2-week break, I'm assuming, for internationals. And then we play Burnley on the 14th and then Valencia on the 17th. Got a lot crammed in there, to be honest. That's a very tough month, actually. It starts off quite comfortable against Burnley, but then it ramps up a little bit. And then we play Monaco after we play Man United. Not sure where I'm going to come back for this. I'm not too bothered about the Carabao, so I don't think we're going to come back for Liverpool. We might come back for the Man United Monaco double header, because that's quite a big set of games. We'll have a little bit more... We'll know how we started the Champions League campaign. We'll know if we're still in the domestic trophy or not. And of course, if we beat Man United, I'll be very confident to go on and challenge for the title. If we can't beat Man United, I'm not sure, because they're going to be one of the teams up there with Liverpool. But we'll see what happens. But join me in the next episode where you'll see us play Man United and Monaco. In terms of the transfers, what did I think one last season? So... Stanisic, Pacina, Maximovic, Seawald. Seawald's just gone to Chelsea for 56 million, by the way. Maitland-Niles, he went to Leeds. That was it. So on the 15th of June this year, but for some reason, I mean, it counts as last season, even though it's not kind of really. Yeah, he went to Leeds for 31 million. Is that just in total? Who knows? I do not know. Has he started well for Leeds? He's got an assist, to be fair. No, just 31 million outright. I could have swore there was an instalment in there or something. But either way, they offered like 25, 24, and I bumped it. And to be fair, I would have happily kept him. But there it is. You know, it is what it is. I don't think we sold anyone else like this season that it counts as last season. No, it doesn't look like it. It was literally just Maitland-Niles. So that's where a little bit more of the money came from to allow us to sort of... Because we've spent more than we brought in. And to be fair, money-wise, I've had to dump a lot of it in wages because otherwise we would have gone over the wage bill. But, yeah, things are looking pretty damn sexy for us right now. Very happy with the way that this is going. If you have enjoyed it, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.